Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Change Guidebook, How to Align Your Heart, Truths, and Energy to Find Success in All Areas of Your Life, by Elizabeth Hamilton-Guarino. Narrated by Elizabeth Hamilton-Guarino. Publisher's Note: this audiobook includes bonus material. Please visit Tantor.com and type the Change Guidebook into the search box. Follow the link to the book's page, then, under the Supplemental Content section, please enter the access code IMAGINE, and then click the Unlock button to access the bonus material. The code should be entered in all lowercase letters. All figures and tables referenced in this audiobook can be found in the bonus material. In addition, this audiobook includes many references to exercises. Please have a piece of paper with a pen or pencil or a note-taking device available. Dedication. For real people who lead real lives and desire real change, this book is for all who need to be met in that moment to receive help finding their way. Always remember, your positive energy fuels humanity. For Peter, Connor, Quinn, Cam, and Quaid. For my parents, James and Carolyn Hamilton. For Chris M. Fuller, in loving memory of Ben Fuller. I believe. You must think with your heart, live and show up authentically, understand you go where you place your energy. When these things align, you can do anything. Elizabeth Hamilton-Guarino. Forward. Forward indeed. For the first time, a more aligned moment, a more divine opportunity has come to dive deep and discover what we genuinely want for our lives. We have access to education, international learning, cutting-edge technology, world-class coaches, networks, and more. We can figure out how we imagine our best ever selves. But how do we do it? That's the question that has confounded many of us who know we need a change, a transformation, an overhaul of the way we do life. We feel the need, the longing, the call, but we aren't sure where to even place our feet to take those first steps. Enter the Change Guidebook. This book offers the framework to help us craft a new way of moving through the world, a new way of inhabiting our lives, and a new experience of living life as someone firmly grounded in our values and expanded by a consistent, moment-by-moment practice of gratitude. But what are our values? When was the last time we gave ourselves the space to determine what we value? Now, with all we have experienced in life, what is most important? Without knowing what we value and focusing on those values, our lives run us. We find ourselves tossed and turned by external events, always reacting, never holding the reins entirely in our own hands. And deep inside, we know that unstable and insecure are not the way we really want to live. We want to be happy more than we are unhappy. A bottom line eventually must be faced if we are truly ready to level up our experience, right here, right now. If we want to squeeze all the juice out of this trip on Earth, we must mindfully run our own lives. No one else can do it for us. Let's begin with a beautiful examination of where we are right now. Ask ourselves the crucial questions. What do we keep? What do we amplify and expand? What do we change? This book guides us to answer all these questions. What Elizabeth has created is an awe-inspiring offering of vulnerability as she shares herself, her stories, and the wisdom she and others have acquired on their respective journeys. Wisdom that can help light our own paths. This is the moment to go inward, to go forward. Here is your plan. Sherry Salata, author of The Beautiful No. Acknowledgements. While writing a book, there is a support crew that rubs your weary fingers, hands, and back and listens to your varying degrees of great and not so great ideas, for they are your trusted crew. In this case, my husband Peter and our 4 sons Connor, Quinn, Cam, and Quaid win my very made-up award for Best Book Writing Support Team. You are a constant source of love and encouragement. You all amaze me with your own joy and successes, as well as love and kindness to those in the world around you. Speaking of sources of love, my huge family in Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, and Iowa is an amazing built-in book and fan club. My dad would have loved to have seen this moment, although I do believe he's always with me. My mom is so proud, and her love guides our family. Thank you always. There is a moment in the car with my mom that was pivotal as I listened to her for a few hours when it rained. The life lessons shared guided me to this moment. And then there are friends who are family. Sherry Salata and Chris M. Fuller are both guiding lights. You can chart a guiding course to their stars that shine so brilliantly in the universe. I'm forever grateful for your belief in me and your love, confidence, support, kindness, and brilliance. I could fill a book with how these two women have changed my life, so expect those stories woven into this book. To our entire Best Ever You network, this also would not be possible without you. It takes a huge team to help an author shout to the world, "My new book has been released and it's awesome." Please read it, learn from it, and share it, and that is what you all help me do. Thank you to those friends who viewed and edited this in real time and provided valuable feedback and edits. Thank you to Jennifer Vaughn for challenging me. Thank you to Barbara Wainwright for lighting up the runway. Very special thanks also to Sherianna Boyle, Denise Zach, Dr. Margaret Paul, Dr. Lynn Chelly, and Dr. Nancy Mramor for their expert guidance, suggestions, and support. As I was writing this and reflecting on some of my own experiences as a child and young adult, which was mostly a grand life, I look back and often think of those I went to school with, those who put on a happy face, and you never knew what was going on in their life for real unless you looked much closer. Here in Maine, this makes me think of the Olympia Snow Leadership Institute for Women. The work Senator Olympia Snow has championed has brought me to tears many times. I'm proud to say I have been a leadership advisor for several years now and am extremely honored to present Senator Olympia Snow's story in this book in Chapter 10. Thank you, Senator Olympia Snow, for inspiring women of all ages and for your incredible commitment to others and helping us all find success in all areas of our lives when finding our values, voice, and vision. Thank you to Steve Harris, who helped me find my footing and gave me direction again. I'm forever grateful. It is a privilege to have faced rejection and joy with you, often on the same day or even hour. Also, a very special thank you to Amy Scher, who selflessly contributed her expertise to help me be my best. Thank you again. You are a guide to many in this industry, and I'm grateful for your love and support. My journey with Steve brought us to HCI. Christine Bellaris, Christian Blonshine, Lindsay Mock, Camilla Michael, Allison Jantz, and Larissa Henoch were all in from day one. Thank you for your expertise and kindness. A very special thank you also to Dr. Harley Rotbart, author of No Regrets Living, for getting me unstuck and helping me in multiple ways with this book. That selfless moment and the ones that followed have helped me so much. I absolutely love it when an author is as wonderful in person and in real life as they appear to be in their book. Thank you for your incredible smile, humor, and wisdom. My gratitude to the following for sharing their stories with us: Barbara Wainwright, Omar Kingston, Quade Guarino, Brian Esposito, Dr. Harley Rotbart, Denise Zach Paul, Fiona Joy Hawkins, Chris M. Fuller, Deb Landry, Lisa Sedgwick Minikowski, Gary Kobat, E.J. Yurzak, Dave Strauss, Brian Hilliard, Eleanor Garrow Holding, Sarah Kronk, Dr. Ivan Meisner, Sally Huss, Haley Stark, and Senator Olympia J. Snow. I'm so honored to know you all and see all you do in this world to make a difference. Love, Elizabeth. Introduction. Can you imagine if our calls at the Best Ever You Network sounded like this? Hi, Elizabeth. I'd like to be miserable at my job, say at least 30,000 negative comments a day to myself, start smoking, drink heavily, be as broke as possible, never be good at anything, and spend all of my hours in life mastering the path to complete failure. As a certified master coach and change facilitator, I'm so glad my days and calls actually go more like, I'd like to be happier, can you help me? And so on. Most of the clients I help are well-intentioned people who want to change something in their lives. They want to eat as best they can, talk positively to themselves, be a better partner, or master a path to more joy. I've guided people across the globe to find success in all areas of their lives with the process you will learn in this book. Whether it's professional success you seek or the skills to resolve an unforeseen event, my purpose is to guide you to feel and be your best. While we all seek to be the best we can, it's common and expected that we will struggle at times. If you're struggling with change, it means you're exactly where you need to be, right here with me, as I help you to overcome the obstacles in your way. We're in constant need of alignment. When things align, the shift can begin. True change happens when you align your heart, your truths, and your energy. The extreme demands of our world challenge alignment. From time management to the choices we make and the actions we take or don't take, we are often derailed from our goals and unable to cope with the changes that life brings. This book breaks down attainable goals and behaviors into bite-sized opportunities for change. The process is based on the 10 points of change, a process of recognizing, allowing, and committing to actionable, sustainable change in your life. I'll guide you to find perspective, a perspective so great that you take the time to align everything about yourself to who you are at your core and what matters most. I passionately believe that nearly everything revolves around our ability to manage our time and how we make or deal with change. Our attitude and how we approach each moment provides the insight to cherish them all with gratitude, no matter the happenings. Picture your life as a series of breathtaking moments in which you have strong feelings of confidence, worth, success, and peace. All areas of life are in alignment. You have momentum and positive energy. If your life isn't like this, it can be. And while each moment of your life matters, I can help you find a new perspective. Remember, you have a choice in every moment of how to be. You have choices in what you say, what you do, how you react, and more. So many opportunities to choose in each moment every day. This is an invitation to learn, accept, and apply the 10 points of change to a new life approach that is well worth the investment. This process doesn't happen quickly. Change takes time, commitment, and discipline, but it is worth the investment. Investing in the best ever you. Before we get started, please know that this book is really from my heart, truths, and energy to yours. I'll be sharing stories about my life and obstacles, victories, and more along the way. I'm right here for you. I believe we need one another. One huge component of success is teamwork, even if it appears to be or has been a solo adventure or success story. So if you have questions as you go through this process, please reach out to me. I am genuinely fascinated with people, and I would love to learn more about you. I believe it is important to touch each life we encounter with grace, elegance, compassion, and a keen sense of collaboration in an effort to connect the dots to help one another. How to use the Change Guidebook. This book is straightforward, divided into 3 focus areas with 10 chapters total. Each of the 10 chapters represents a point of change. Each chapter is followed by 2 exercises and some other prompts for your writing. Think of these as true practice areas to put in motion what you learned. I've also woven in stories of real people, real action, and real change from members of our Best Ever You network. I love a great success story. In each chapter, we are going to share a tale of excellence from our Best Ever You network. A moment where the ordinary feels extraordinary, and the brilliance of the achievement sparks a light within each of us to keep going. That feeling connects us and gives us the faith or hope we need to carry on, charge forward, and even double down in a moment where we previously felt like giving up. If you're one of those people like me who doesn't like writing in an actual printed book, keep a journal or notebook dedicated to your journey. In addition, all exercises are available for download. Also, at the end of each part, you'll have an option to submit your work to ultimately receive a certificate upon completion of the book, the Change Guidebook Masterclass Certificate. More information is available at besteveryou.com/Change Guidebook. The 10 points of change. Change takes time, commitment, discipline, and alignment. We change with every new influence that enters our life. These are the 10 points of change I developed years ago when I started the Best Ever You network. They are: Point 1, assess. Point 2, choose. Point 3, discover. Point 4, grow. Point 5, support. Point 6, implement. Point 7, accept. Point 8, engage. Point 9, master. Point 10, impact. These 10 points help my clients create lasting change, make incredible improvements in their lives, or cope with unforeseen circumstances. Whether you need to adjust to circumstances and change, or you want to take control of the reins, this process can be used time and time again to rebalance and adjust. My goal is to help you master the 10 points of change so that you have the tools to work through a process when faced with something you want to improve, stop, or change. These points can help you navigate any hurdle or situation you face on the journey to becoming your best. Commit to live differently. Commit to be your best. You only get one passage, one ticket on the train of life. Many stops occur along the way, forks in the road, choices at every turn. Are you on the path you want to be in every area of your life? Decide that today is your day one. This is your first step forward when you listen to that inkling that your best life is just ahead. This book is the key resource in your toolbox of life to build your best life and be your best you. Part 1. Align your heart. Chapter 1. Assess. In this first point, we practice self-awareness and self-reflection. We examine the truth and what you want to change and where you want your life to go. If you don't know about it, you can't change it. So this point entails honest, authentic self-reflection. Think of yourself as a collector of data, and the information is all about you. Who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, where you are in life, how you feel, and more. As you collect information voluntarily or involuntarily, your heart is a data processor. It examines the heart-based truth about what you want to change and where you want your life to go. This is a point of honest self-reflection to make change deliberately or adapt to an unforeseen change or an unexpected circumstance. In these situations, take inventory and assess the situation. Don't assess in comparison to others because that blocks gratitude. Remember, as someone is ticking, another is talking, as someone is zigging, another is zagging. Be authentically you. This is an honest assessment in all areas of your life, including the language you use with yourself and perhaps others. Let's begin aligning your heart, truths, and energy to find success in all areas of your life. We will begin with one of the most important tips for success. Success Tip 1. Be brave and think with your heart. Your heart is your main operational center. So many people ignore their heart because they're overthinking. Too much brain-based thinking creates a situation where you lose sight of thinking with your heart. When you aren't tuned into your heart, you get caught up in the cycle of overthinking. Please take a moment with me to pause and place your hands over your heart and say, I am brave. I think with my heart. I do this pause practice and affirmation each morning and perhaps multiple times during the day. Success Tip 2. Know that your heart is your authentic guidance system. It's true, trust your heart. Often we don't 100% trust our heart and instincts because we may feel that they've failed us before. This leads to us possibly ignoring our heart to protect ourselves. With this method, we potentially miss so much. To align with your heart as you are going through this process, move from your head to your heart and think with your heart. Multiple people who begin working with me will produce elaborate decision charts, decision trees, and pros and cons lists. In some instances, those work, but not in all. Some assessments are best answered and thought through with a heart-centered focus. Don't turn the volume down on what your heart says to you. How do you feel? What are you passionate about? If you're thinking, Elizabeth, I'm an executive who needs to think with my brain 24/7. I don't have room for all of this heart-centered stuff. I hear you, and I'm going to challenge you and say, the best dollar you will ever earn is the dollar you are most passionate about. And perhaps the best dollar someone spends will be on you. It might even be a dollar you spend on yourself. I completely understand the noise from people everywhere telling you about inner self-awareness, to listen to your gut, heart, soul, to let yourself soar in your new light and awareness, all that kind of stuff. Maybe people are saying this for a reason. For we all know when we are on the receiving end of less than warm feelings of another who isn't a heart-based thinker. Don't be that person who gets lost or leaves something in your life unfulfilled by missing that incredible connection to that base feeling. We can be great at the accountability stuff, the checklists and all that we can measure with ease. However, when digging a little deeper at the construct of listening to our hearts, we must pay attention to more of what we actually feel. For instance, a client said to me, "I was so worried. Every morning felt like a warning shot rather than a new beginning. My heart was bogged down with stress and fear. I felt like I was surviving a storm rather than meeting a goal. My head hurt, my arms felt heavy, my stomach rolled." In this case, as he started to pay more attention to how he actually felt, he began to learn to recognize how to listen to those feelings and connect with them. And he understood that we can have actual physical and mental manifestations of all that we're working on to overcome. Connect with a feeling. This becomes your reason to stay motivated and inspired. Here's another instance from a friend, Jamie. She said to me, "I was so overjoyed. I put on my jeans that I hadn't worn in 7 years. It's been the most incredible feeling to not only weigh less, but to also feel actually lighter in so many ways that aren't scale-focused. I can dance with my husband. I can wear a bathing suit on the beach. Yes, I could have done those things before, but now that inner voice that always brought me down or talked me out of doing things is quieted." I'm suggesting a full-on gut check and heart check. Listen for when your heart is talking to you. It barks at you louder than the dogs. It may even scream at you. It aches, it beats fast. Your heart has many responses. Your heart gives you hints. Your heart keeps you alive. Your heart's purpose is life, so aid it with living your best life. Your heart helps your gut and coordinates your inner voice and feeling so that you are able to feel and respond to your emotions. The tricky part is our heart assessments aren't entirely tangible either. It's easy to take an assessment of your bank account. You see the balance and the number right there. You know how you're doing. Take that assessment a step beyond the account balance looking back at you and think about how that makes you feel. How does the balance in your bank account make you feel? When you think about how you feel, you begin to align your heart. Ask yourself, what does my heart say? What did I hear when I listened to my heart? In the bank account example, you may feel differently if the number is a high versus a low balance. Rest assured, your heart will tell you exactly what you need to know, the good, the bad, and the truth. I've been asked multiple times, how do I know it is my heart talking versus my head, with my stress, worry, and fear? And why would I trust my heart? Really think about that sentence and unpack it. It's all intertwined. But while your head is packed with subconscious programming, your heart is not. In more than a few instances, my clients have produced decision charts. In one case, my client Tim took out a piece of paper and showed me the left and the right side of all the pros and cons, all the thoughts, the ideas, rights and wrongs, and yet he absolutely couldn't make up his mind. The pros even outweighed the cons. He was contemplating changing jobs. In discussing it with him, he said, "This is an impossible choice." I reviewed the list and said, "What does your heart say?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said it again, "What does your heart say?" He said, "My heart says I'm miserable at this job and I want to move." I said, "Well, there's your answer." You see, it really isn't that hard. You know what to do. It's just that the actions that go after following your heart are mostly back in your head, and you begin to think things through. Stay in your heart and think with your heart, and the actions become easier. Tim knew he wanted to leave his job because he was miserable. So keeping that in mind and not losing sight of it, he began to shift course and make changes. He began looking for another job while having the security of this one. In just 4 weeks, he was hired at another company, which included a salary increase of 35%, better benefits, a shorter commute, and more fulfilling work. He did this while keeping the feeling as motivation and as heart-based thinking. When we overthink it, we may stay stuck. as all the reasons why we can't change, obstacles, and how hard it is, may overtake our heart-based thinking if we don't keep listening to our heart while we implement change. Here's another example. When I was recently working with my client Janet, she was saying she wanted to do a list of 5 things she had never done. Frustrated with herself, she hadn't done them already. Upon meeting me, Janet said she wanted to lose 75 pounds, visit Hawaii, get a new job, save $25,000, and buy an income property, and her time frame was 1 year to do all of those. It was an impressive list. When I asked her to cover her heart with her hands and give me the list again, she began crying. This time she recited the list slowly, weeping, and she gave her reasons why she wanted to do what was on the list. She also left that last one out this time, as that was something her former husband John wanted to do. It wasn't really her dream. So we sat with the list and did the assessment at the end of this chapter, and Janet gave herself all scores of, on a 1 to 10 range, with 10 being the best, a 3 and a 4, with an 8 in the mix. The first assessment took Janet about an hour, with her writing notes and really thinking about it. Janet had never been through this process, and as we went back through the numbers and areas and I asked her to think about the assessment from her heart and not her brain, her scores went from 3s to 6s and 7s, with the 8 remaining an 8. Janet said in the first time doing this, she was actually thinking about how she felt others would score her, but this time through she would actually assess herself. So we went back and did the assessment again. This time Janet went all in, with her own thinking that was more heart-centered. With heart-based gratitude programs, Janet has now lost the 75 pounds and kept it off. Hawaii is on the radar. She has a new job and $5,000 in the bank, and she's made a few new goals. Janet has put in the work and aligned with her highest best self. It was transformative to see Janet begin to trust herself more and more, listen to her own self, and develop incredible confidence. Success tip 3. Listen to your heart and trust the answers it provides. Like Tim and Janet, you may be feeling like changing something or doing something a certain way for a reason. You may not have every answer, so listen and tune in. Sometimes these moments make for a great journaling session. The real reminder here, as you are having chats with yourself or others, is a phrase that I feel like I need to keep saying. Trust your heart. Over and over, I encounter those who have lost their heart hearing, often because they have been let down or feel fooled by following their heart, so they move into their heads and overthink. Sometimes we overthink everything so much we lose our passion and succumb to losing our way, thus also losing sight of the importance and beacon of light, change. Keeping our heart-based thinking in mind, we are here to take a deeper look within with our first point of change and the process of assessing. Now, there are many kinds of assessments. Some are easy and routine, the ones you do without much thought. For example, we suddenly notice it's dark or darker than normal. We look up to notice a light bulb is out. We change the light bulb. All is right again. Same with the battery in a TV remote or filling up our car's gas tank. We have some simple changes that are generally a quick fix. This got me thinking, and we had some fun in our house with this one. Feeling like Steve Harvey on Family Feud with the top 5 answers hidden on the board, I bravely asked, what are things you routinely change and don't think much about it? The number 1 answer in our house was, drumroll please, underwear. Oh, that's a mom's sigh of relief right there. And 150 people surveyed said the same answer. Then came this next line of thought, and let me tell you, it was a mom of 4 boys moment I won't probably ever forget. In fact, this one is so bad it goes into Dad won't forget either. Here goes. This is the moment we picked our oldest son up after his first year of college. We were helping him pack up his stuff and load the car, and I noticed the sheets were still on the bed. He said, "Oh, we should leave those. They haven't been changed." My husband and I glanced at each other, and I was the first to pipe up with this fine response. Well, that feels like a waste of money. When is the last time you changed them? If you think it was like a month ago and that would be a reasonable college response, keep listening. He said, "Oh, like September of last year." Gross. So what is that process going on in our heads when we know we need to change something and we don't? Sometimes it's the hassle factor or laziness, superstition if you ask a baseball player, or lack of a second set of sheets to put on while the other ones are in the laundry basket for the year. My lesson there was a decently firm reminder in monthly texts to our children. Change your sheets. Love.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?